Hey, it is the 4th of February, and I thought we'd do something a little bit different today. I recently decided that I needed to get feedback on my work. It's something I've always been afraid to do. I hate every time people say there's something wrong with my work, I feel like I'm terrible. Just me as a person, which is ridiculous. So I'm trying to push against that because I want my work to be better. I always want to be growing, and B, I feel like I can't improve things unless I'm growing. So first I asked some of my newsletter readers if they'd like to, I wonder if you can hear that bird, it's very loud, if they'd go through my work and tell me what they want more of, but that didn't work out so well. So I reached out to a friend, actually a friend reached out to a mutual friend and asked her if she would go over my work, and she said of course. So she recently sent me the feedback, and I've been too afraid to look at it. It came in a few days ago. Not too afraid, but just like feeling like I need to be in the right headspace for it. So I thought, yeah, we'll do that today. This is for a novella set in the world of the nest, which is like a retreat. And there's this company that's gone there, and several characters meet monsters and fall in love. These novellas were part of the Monsters in Love anthologies that came out a couple of years ago, but I always felt like they could be better, be more me. And I've learned so much since then. So before I release them as solo books, I want to make them better. Anyway, she sent back this as well as the feedback. And she's like, first, I want to say I poked you hard because I know that you're good and what you're capable of, which has immediately made me feel better. The sex is off the charts hot. Carvey is off the charts hot, delicious. I'm like, oh yes, I love Carvey. He's great. But your Tamara isn't as fleshed out as she needs to be. So this is exactly what I wanted to hear. Normally this would be gutting because it's the main character and it's mostly in her point of view, but she's right. There's always been something missing and I couldn't put my finger on exactly what, but having someone else say, dude, your female main character she's not enough, really helped me. Just like, okay, yeah, I know what the problem is now. It's been confirmed she's the problem. And so I need to work on her. She has some stuff going on, but it's not as well developed as it needs to be to make her a fully fleshed out character. So I'm like, even though that should be gutting, it was actually really, really reaffirming. So yeah, she's got no idea where in the world this is, what's going on, and it needs more description, which is totally a thing that I do need to work on. Yeah, so anyway, let's open the feedback. I have open here and bring up the comments. Okay, so all of this is details, 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 details. What's here? What does this look like? How long are they here for? Where in the world are they? Like, this is really relevant as a New Zealand author trying to write something in America. America's huge compared to New Zealand. The scale is just off the charts. Can't understand it. Can't get my head around it. So it really is a lesson in going, okay, you need to do some research, pick somewhere and ground it in that setting as much as you can with as much information as you can do, based off the internet or people that you know in different areas. The food was amazing. What the hell is the food? What makes it amazing? Good question. Yeah, so there's most of these notes are like details. Where is this set? Maybe we should get her name before page 6. Probably right. Even though it's got her name in the title, but that's okay. Where are they? And then it gets to chapter 2 is the first of Kavi, and she's like, you know him so much better than you know her. I'm like, I didn't think so when I wrote it, but he did come through really strong. So that was all very handy. Yeah, more, which geographical area are they in? Oh, this is so funny, but also really good. Like, oh, this is a great description. And I felt like I was there. Beautiful. Nice. That's lovely. So not all challenging. Oh yeah. Okay. So there's this wolf creature, but it's not an actual wolf. So I need to obviously fix that, make it more clear. Yeah. Okay. You're mixing your New Zealand and UK and US spelling. Be consistent. It's so hard sometimes. Oh yeah, she's picked up that it's not an actual wolf. Um, Something inside of me fucking purred. She knows it's the same. Lol. Yeah, it's nice when people attach to your romantic interests, even when they're monstrous. Okay, so just like pull this part a bit more, add some more in there. This is good. What is my dog licking? The little dog this time, not the big dog. How is she doing this? If her ankle's injured. Yeah, these are the kind of things I forget. I need more notes. Oh, come on. There's got to be some more. I'm scrolling. Oh, what? Okay. Must have picked up. Obviously, it's the first chunk that really needs the most work. There's another character, Nico. He's like that. He runs the retreat and he shows up in here. And she was like, does he show up in other books? Has he got a book of his own? Because he's hot too. He does in another series. So yes, okay. She changes. Yeah, so she needs more stakes. Yeah, Tamara needs more stakes at everything. So she's kind of like the nest isn't grounded in the world, and she's not grounded in the world either. So I need more development on her, which is good. Scrolling, we're almost to the bottom. Okay. Yeah, lots of questions in the end about timing and why she waits, that kind of thing. Okay, no, there's some really good notes there. I feel like she wasn't that hard on me after all, which makes me quite pleased. Mostly it's world, like where in the world, so I need to pick a setting. If you've got ideas for a place in the US that is by forest and sea, that would be great. Yeah, kind of isolated, somewhere beautiful. I would love to know because I've never been there and God knows when that might happen. But yes, be interested to hear. So details, where it's set, grounding everything more in the world and developing my world within that world as well, which is important because there's 3 books in this series and they're all set in the same timeline, kind of like alongside each other. The second book, which I've been working on, happens it kind of starts just after this one starts. So they're happening, they're all basically happening at the same time. So they're kind of interlocking in the characters I mentioned in the other books and that kind of thing. So important to get those kind of things right and also make sure the details are right. I know I made some notes in the second book, like, is this actually the conversation that happened? I'm pretty sure I did that work when I did them the first time, but you never know, right? Anyway, this was interesting. I feel good. I need to do a bit of brainstorming about Tamara and pin down her wants and needs a bit more, pin down her character, develop her, flesh her out a bit more. She has some trauma, but it kind of doesn't come up as much. She's very anxious and spends a lot of time running away, which I'm quite familiar with. As a teen, I did a lot of running away from my problems. So yeah, I just need to flesh her out some more, and I can do that. I'm going to have a noodle and come back to it in the near future, I think. And now I better sign off because my kids are going to start waking up, getting ready for school. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe, and I will catch you next time. I'm back very briefly just to say that feedback's so important, and sometimes you get so caught in your own head you can tell there's something wrong, but you can't tell what it is, even when it's huge. Like, hey, your character's not fleshed out enough. Because sometimes in your head they are, and you can't see that on the page. But when someone else tells you, it makes it much easier to see. So if you're stuck on something, I advise definitely getting another set of eyes to help you see what you can't see, because we know these stories and we get caught in them. Yeah, and it's a really good way to highlight your weaknesses as well. Like, my weaknesses have always been in the descriptions and not so much the world building, but certainly I haven't written many things written in America. I quite often write in New Zealand or a version of New Zealand, so it's very familiar to me. Uh, yeah, so this was a bit different for me, and certainly showed that I need to do more work in that area, which is great. I love knowing what I need to do. I don't love knowing I need to do something but not knowing what that is. So this whole kind of experience has been really good for me to one, be okay about other people reading my stuff before it goes out, and two, highlighting for me just how helpful it is to get that set of eyes. I knew it, but it's been a long time, and I think the last time I did this kind of thing, I was much younger and newer, younger as a writer, kind of. So the advice I was getting from other people who were in a similar place, and now I've kind of leveled up a bit, and it can be a bit harder to get the kind of feedback that you need. You have to find people with more expertise and who are kind of like, up there where you are as well. Anyway, yeah, super helpful. Let me know if you use beta readers or alpha readers or any of that kind of thing. I think what I'd love eventually is to have someone who reads as I go, because I need like a chair queen, gender neutral title, to help me feel like it's worth continuing on things. Because sometimes I love stuff, but knowing that someone else wants to read it too really helps me to stay motivated. Yeah. Anyway, this time I will go for real. I feel like there's something else I wanted to say, but it's gone from my head, as is so often the way. So I will catch you next time.